Honeybells, juicy, delicious from Florida groves right here in the Sunshine State. So you know that they are full of flavor, full of juice, absolutely scrumptious. Well, look what we have available for you now. It's a 3-pack of premium Florida marmalades. So you are getting all of that juicy, sweet, flavorful goodness in a marmalade, and the fruit is straight from the grove. So this package, first of all, they're absolutely adorable. I love the way that they come to you, and you get 3 different flavors. You get the Florida orange marmalade, you get the Florida tangerine marmalade, and the Florida Honeybell orange marmalade. And those Honeybells are only available in their own fruit form in January, one time a year. So it's a really special way to be able to get those home or send them as a giftable to someone else. You get all 3 today for $29.95. If you're using a flex payment, $5.99. And we have free shipping and handling right now. Take a look at all the different ways you can use these. Yes, on your toasts, but also for your breakfast sandwiches. Maybe it's your dessert, that New York style cheesecake that you're picking up today from David's Cookies. Maybe you want to top it with that. It is the perfect blend of sweet and flavorful and citrus all melded into one. So each one of these is gonna be 10.5 ounces for you. And when you get it home, or by the way, did you know you can send delivery direct? So if there's someone you would like to send a little bit of juicy Florida goodness to, you can send it directly to them, no problem. Look at how this comes to you in these 3 beautiful 10.5 ounce jars. They're all labeled perfectly for you, and they've got that great little top on them. So I've got Tim Wilkins here, and he's gonna walk us through all of these. Tim, it's so good to see you.
Nice to see you, Michelle.
This is new. I have not seen these yet.
This is new.
And I haven't tasted them yet.
But you're a Florida girl, so let me tell you. And if you're not from Florida, you haven't been to Florida, this is one of the premier, this is the top gift fruit shipper in Florida. Oh my gosh, there's an area, somebody just asked me where all this is from, where the Hale groves are. Yep. When you're driving right across the middle of the state about 3 or 4 times a year, and you roll down your window, and the orange blossoms are going, the tangerine blossoms, and you get that amazing smell. It smells like an orange cranberry muffin.
It's amazing, yeah.
So they grab these fresh, and they make these, no preservatives, no high fructose corn syrup, no corn syrup, with this beautiful, delicate balance of orange peel, tangerine peel, and the one on the end, I'm gonna have you taste each of these, is the Honeybell. Yeah. The Honeybell is a mix between a tangerine and a Dunkin' grapefruit. And that Darcy tangerine has a very delicate, very almost a slightly bitter flavor, and then it's perfectly blended with that grapefruit. And the flavor on this, the amount of peel they use to even balance this out is just stunning. And it's only available in January every year. They grab these at the peak of flavor. Some go shipped off to people directly to eat, and the rest we make these beautiful, delicate marmalades with.
Wow, so walk me through these, and let's take a little tour. I know each of them are nice size too. That 10.5 ounces.
Well,
great.
I'm gonna taste you. We're gonna do, this is like a flight of okay.
Yeah, tough job
This
today.
is the tangerine. Okay. Now, marmalade is a special thing, and it's got a little bit of peel. I love marmalade.
Gosh.
It's different, isn't it?
It takes a minute. At first it's sweet, like you would expect, a marmalade. But then the citrus, when you bite into the peel, it's almost like when you zest an orange peel.
And that's where all that flavor is.
All of a sudden it went from here to like a whole experience.
When you zest an orange and you just take off that top layer, that's where all that flavor is that gets into your recipes. That peel is all that flavor that's going into here. Now, put this on, you talk about not just on a biscuit or a piece of bread or on a sandwich, put this on the charcuterie plate with the cheese and a little cracker or a piece of bruschetta there.
Mixing the salty with the sweets.
Yes, a little bit of the deep salty meats, like a real Spanish ham. This is a beautifully, delicately balanced. Now, the next one in your tasting adventure, this is just, and I want to say just, I love orange marmalade.
Yes,
this is actually
right?
classic. This is actually one of the only marmalades.
I'm treating it like a wine tasting. Like it's an
something
experience.
on the nose.
You can smell it though.
But it's a completely different sense. Now notice the difference in the flavors. So if you're giving this as a gift to yourself or someone else, you will notice such a dynamic difference between the two.
That is juicy. Made my mouth water. It gave me that kind of zing that you get from a real orange.
It smells like sunshine. It smells like, oh, this is, if you got someone that lives up in the cold, send them this as a gift for the holidays. And it is so beautiful.
It's that gift of warmth.
It's that gift of warmth because it tastes like spring.
It's not too sweet. It has that little bit of tang too.
No. Now,
not too sweet.
This
Very
is, you
good.
want to talk about a very, very special thing. This is the Honeybell marmalade.
Okay,
I'll get you a
tell
little bit of
everybody
peel.
what a Honeybell is, because I feel like unless you're from Florida or the Southeast region, it's kind of hard to come by.
Well, again, it's a fruit that only comes around once a year.
Okay.
We will have them, I'm sure. It's in January. And you've only got about a 3 to 6 week season. It's a mix between a grapefruit and a tangerine. And it has such a dynamic flavor. The juice on these, by the way.
It's crazy.
It's an amazing amount of juice.
Yeah.
If you ever juiced an orange, you say, that's all I got from an orange?
Yes, you gotta watch.
This
I think
just
it's coming up.
keeps going and going and going. They've got those
And
little...
that's what it's known
See
for.
the shape? That's how you know it's a Honeybell. It keeps going and going and going.
Crazy.
This is made with only a few ingredients, this marmalade.
Okay.
Honeybell, pure cane sugar, again, no high fructose corn syrups, no preservatives. However, the shelf life is really long.
Okay.
You got, once you open it, up to a year, depending on the flavor, and then up to 3 to 4.
refrigerated,
Yeah,
I'm
of
assuming.
course.
Okay.
And up to 3 to 4 years if you don't open it.
Okay.
Which is a really long lifespan.
Honeybell.
Okay. This is the Honeybell.
So good.
Isn't that so good?
That is so unique. It's definitely a little bit more of the tangy,
Yes.
but then it kind of anchors in the sweet.
Yeah.
And again, I'm getting that thing where it's like full senses, just all fresh and zesty and juicy.
Well, I'm gonna,
so unique.
I'm gonna
You've
grab
gotta
that.
try these. Oh my gosh.
And so the beauty of
that's
an orange,
good.
they're grabbing the juice, of course, and they're grabbing all this beautiful stuff and the concentrates that they use. That little thing in the middle there is called pith, and then on the outside you've got all this zest.
Yes.
That combination of peel is just an explosion of flavor. It is such a beautiful, and they use that to balance out the sweetness of the juices and give it such a depth, like you said, a depth of flavor, like a wine tasting.
It is. This is such a great gift idea, as well as we were saying. I mean, you could look at how it's so beautifully packaged.
Yes.
And I love how it has a little orange, you know, like almost like the craft paper or the parchment paper on the top with the tie. It's all about that presentation and what you're getting. And Hale Groves, this is a family-run
Since the
business.
1940s, actually.
Wow.
The gentleman that started it came back from his military service, and he and his wife started a roadside fruit stand, which is how a lot of our Florida fruit is sold. And then they've grown into the largest gift fruit shipper in Florida.
Wow.
So it's really, and people come from all around, and then the Floridians, we send this to all of our relatives up north. This is how they get that taste of Florida without staying in our house for too long.
Right.
Go, you know what, I'm gonna ship you some Florida.
Just send it to you.
Don't come here, I'll ship you some Florida.
And these are great ideas of how you'll use it. And it's not just the holidays. This actually makes a great year-round idea. Like you said, the shelf life is phenomenal on these as well. That's the nature of marmalades. Anytime you jar something,
really
I mean,
is.
you really do get that longevity. So think of, yes, your sweets like your desserts, but the savories, I love your charcuterie board idea.
Yes.
I think that's just fantastic.
Here's another tip. This is what I do, is I take the orange and I'll mix that with Dijon mustard. And when I make coconut shrimp, it is the best dipping sauce you're ever gonna have. And actually,
my gosh.
chicken tenders as well.
Yeah.
If you give it that nice crisp, anything, that beautiful crispy fried flavor, when you want some depth to the flavor of the sauce, it is an incredible dipping sauce.
There's nothing like getting it fresh like this with none of the extra stuff added in. So just remember, everybody's getting Florida Orange, Florida Tangerine, and Florida Honeybell
Which is
Marmalade.
a mix of a tangerine and a grapefruit. So you're getting all those amazing Florida flavors. From the region that's known, our climate is perfect for citrus.
Yep.
So this is why Hale Groves can bring you the perfect citrus year after year for about 70 years.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
Nice
Tim.
to see
I so
you.
appreciate that. We're going to go from sweet to savory, mixed with a little bit of sweet as well. We're going to talk about Ferris Nut Company, and this is a company that brings us